morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. Happy Friday Eve. I can get that out there now because neither Chris and I have anything that can be jinxed at this moment. Hope you guys are doing well. I know you guys saw that amazing Knicks game last night. We're going to talk about that. And you see the headline. LaMelo said something that I think is cute, but I don't think it's going to age well. We're going to talk about that. But before we get into all that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And now here's the Fumble Squad. I'm your host, Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRayTheFanatic.
It is your boy, very gassed up, Chris, CK, wherever. Find me everywhere at CK2K. I'm hyped up. I'm glad that the whole world got to see it.
As you should be. So I don't know if y'all saw last night's game. It was amazing. It was fun to watch. It was kind of a letdown with the Nuggets game after that, which was not as fun to watch. But
couldn't even tell you how it went. Couldn't even tell you how it went.
I fell asleep by the end of the first quarter, and I was like, let me try Squid Game. So I did watch a couple episodes of Squid Game.
There you go.
But that Knicks-Celtics game was amazing. Chris had a hard time, and I'm going to put him on blast because he's showing some hate to one of my favorite Celtics players, and I don't appreciate it. So y'all know when it went into overtime, Jaylen Brown shot that damn near half-court three-point shot. Let me show you the exchange on Instagram between Chris and I. Y'all to see it. I said, I kind of get the double team on Tatum, but you got to stay outside and defend the three. But Jaylen Brown making that damn near midcourt three, no way. And then look at Chris. Drug test him. That's not funny. That's my boy.
Nah, drug. I was hoping I was gonna add that to post up today, seeing him next to the text message he got from Adam Silver and the league. Nah, that man was on something different. This dude came back from COVID. I don't care if you were and what's it called? What's the word where you ain't getting the symptoms or whatever? Whatever, asymptomatic, whatever it's called. I don't care. We're talking the whole time. They're talking about you needing the inhaler now and you trying to get back to being 100%. It didn't look like that. All right, it did not look like that. We got Jason Tatum down, but I was not expecting all that from Jaylen Brown. Shout out to him. I am a fan. Again, I call him Tracy McGrady's protege because that was the first guy he caught it when he first got to the league. So I always got to give him respect on that. But not last night, bro. Not last night. Drug test him.
Well, then we got to drug test Evan too, or was just Evan's petty activated and he was like, take that. Take that.
See, look, man, look. The Madison Square Garden crowd is a drug of its own, so he might test positive for the MSG juice that he was sipping in that game last night for sure.
Oh my God, that was hilarious to me. I bet not no drug test on my boy though.
Watch it happen.
Blame Chris for it if it happens. So no, but let's get into this need to know news because I think this is an interesting. I don't want to say it's a bad take. I think it's admirable. I think we all love it in theory, but I can't wait to hear what Chris thinks about this. So if you didn't see the Pacers-Hornets game, that one was also pretty good, but I, again, tapped out of that pretty early because they struggled. The Hornets struggled. They were down 82-59 in the third quarter, and that's I tapped out. Because
you didn't come back?
I didn't come back, so I didn't
okay.
That's one of those things where you never leave the arena. You know what I mean? Because
I had it on the little phone. Yeah, because I had the Knicks obviously on the big TV, and I was looking at this Hornets because LaMelo was out of his mind. So I was like, nah, something's gonna happen here, and it did. But I'm sorry, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I didn't see the comeback, which is sad for me because it was apparently a beautiful thing. So now I got to go back and watch it, but I can't. Yes. I can't do it for 3 days. Some reason. I don't know why that is. It says I can rewatch it in 3 days from now. Anyway, so LaMelo led the way. They had something like 6 players that were all in double digits. LaMelo led the way. He was on fire. He was shooting threes. He went 7 for 9. He ended up with 31 points that night. And he, to me, is the only reason. I can't say that I would be watching the Hornets at all if he wasn't there. Just that's me personally. I know there's probably a lot of people that are like that. But even though this is a beautiful thing, and I do like him, and yes, he is the Rookie of the Year, whatever. But he had a very interesting take at the end, during his presser. So I'm going to show you this, and I want y'all to see. Also, I picked this picture for a reason because this is his opening day fit. That's how he showed up.
Drip.
all I see is the mask. I don't know if y'all remember Jim Carrey's The Mask. Smoking. That's all I see right now. So anyway, he says, I feel like I still kind of got that mentality that they had back in the day. Even with the switching teams and stuff, they never used to do that. You go to one team, you stay there. You're supposed to just go to a team and build from there. I feel like that's how it should be, especially when you're like a high pick too. Most likely going to a team that wasn't as good. So you try to make them better. I feel like that's the whole process right there. Okay, let me just say this. I love this thought process in theory. But in practice, number one, players didn't do that back in the day as much because they couldn't, because contractually things were just different. So that's first and foremost. Like, don't say you have the back in the day mentality when you don't have the back in the day contract. It's a little different. That's number one. Number two, when you're in a situation where all of a sudden you're losing, and you're in a Damian Lillard or a Bradley Beal situation, I don't know if being that loyal is in your best interest for your career, because you didn't dream about going to a franchise and just losing. That's not what you dreamed about as a kid. So I know this is your man, 50 grand. How you feel about this statement?
So here's the reason why I don't hate it. I think that there is going to be that hint of him possibly eating his words in 4 or 5 years for sure. But here's the reason why I kind of buy it coming from LaMelo, because the Hornets, and we, like you mentioned, before LaMelo Ball, nobody watching the Hornets or the Charlotte Bobcats, nobody cared about them, right? But the Hornets, it's something Zion can't say. I don't know. Go down the list of rookies. Cade Cunningham, all these other first overall picks or high picks can't say. The Hornets, they're catering to him. They are literally building a team around LaMelo Ball, and they're listening to his input. Because let me tell you something. Before LaMelo Ball wore a Charlotte Hornets jersey, Michael Jordan and that team was not drafting as wisely as they have been, especially in this last draft. I was on record saying that the Hornets had, if not the best draft, the second best draft as far as trades and pickups, and just one of the better off seasons. And I understand they're still young, but for the most part, they're putting together a team that is going to build and grow together. You know, they got a lot of young pieces that really fit every spot. I mean, I don't want to say mistake, but the only thing I'm looking at side eyes is how much they paid Gordon Hayward. It's the only thing I'm looking at. But they're basically building a team to cater to LaMelo Ball, and it feels like they're going all in on the kid. So if they continue to do that throughout his career, and LaMelo Ball continues to put up stats like he puts up, I could see him staying there long term if they're going to continue to try and build a winner and try to put guys that he wants around him. I mean, they even catered to Jello to put Jello on the team for him, you know, after his rookie season. So I can see this being a reality for him, because unlike Zion Williamson and the Pelicans, this team is actually listening to him. Mitch Kupchak is listening to the input from LaMelo Ball. James Borrego is listening to the input of LaMelo Ball. And that I think that's what you got to do, especially when you have a talent like that. That's what you got to do.
I absolutely agree. And I even said yesterday when they had him in portraying Magic, that makes sense to me, because that was the best comparison as far as how I see him on the floor. And I see every time I watch him play, I fall more and more in love with him. I'm like, okay, this kid is dope. And the way he sees the floor is uncanny, and that's only going to get better. So I totally agree with that. And I agree with what you and Kevin Pryor in the chat are saying, that if they build around him, because he is, like I said, I could probably count on one hand how many Charlotte games that I've watched in my life before LaMelo got there. So he is a box office player. He is important to them, and I do think they're going to continue to build around him. But I do think I agree with Ty and Warriors fan. There's nothing wrong with loyalty on one hand, but on the other hand, all of a sudden you up here requesting a trade, this is going to age badly, because everybody's going to circle back.
But there's always a reason to it. There's always a reason. I mean, except for Ben Simmons. I cannot get behind Ben Simmons' reasoning. That's a whole other conversation. But whenever we talk about these players that are looking to get out, James Harden and whoever, regardless of how they handle it, there's always a reason, and it's because that organization does not take care of them the way that they say they do. So that's what I'm saying. If Charlotte continues this pattern throughout his career, I don't think we're going to see that coming from LaMelo.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not mad at this theory, because even though I understood and I was a huge proponent of LeBron leaving the Cavs and going to Miami, I wanted that. Right. I wanted to see that because I was tired of him losing. I was tired of everybody saying, oh, he's not doing blah, blah, blah. So to me, I pushed for that. but I'm still, I have all of my Cavs stuff. I have a couple of my I didn't get as much Miami stuff because my loyalty was like, that's where we started. So, I get it.
No, I get it.
Can't build there, but I get the mentality. I'm just saying, don't hold yourself back. It's like you said, if all of a sudden they're not doing what needs to be done, don't hold yourself back. Don't be Bradley Beal and just stay there just because. Don't do that.
That's another one. Now, that's loyalty to a fault at that point with Bradley Beal. I can't with him, man.
All right, so that's all we got for Need to Know News. I can't wait to see all this post up what we got. So let's get into it.
Yeah, it's a fun post up. Not as much Knicks as you guys might expect, but it's time to post up on this fine Thursday with your boy Chris, and we are going to start off with some Knicks. I have to get it out. It's going to be brief, but I have to get it out because last night's game was a thriller, best game of the season thus far. And we had two great games in that first leg on Tuesday with the Lakers and the Warriors, and then the Bucks and the Nets. Those are two great games, but double overtime on with the two teams that have been around since the inception of this league to go down like this on the 75th anniversary. You couldn't ask for anything better. It was a lot of fun. Julius Randle out there already leading the league in minutes. I'm sorry, a minute behind RJ Barrett in leading the league in minutes, but this man out there had a tremendous game, almost a triple-double in his first game, 35, 8, and 9. Played tremendously for us. He was gassed. But one of my favorite moments, and I even tweeted it before anybody put up the video because I know it went past everybody. I've been checking the receipts. I see when people put in the video of him saying it. I had tweeted the minute it came out of his mouth because the camera was right there on his face. And he said after he made this crazy fadeaway, and that thing went in, and we were on a run, and that was the point that put us up by 1 point. He looked right over, and he said, "Give me my respect." And here was the video right here going straight. He didn't even know what to do with himself because we were still playing. There ain't no timeout or nothing like that. We were still playing. And he did, look, they're about to inbound the ball. He went to he was hyped up. And I was hyped up too. The guard was hyped up. Everybody was hyped up. But man, I'm excited for this season. I think that, people made the jokes about the Knicks in the preseason going too hard, but we went hard for moments like this to be ready for moments like this. But now, hopefully, everybody's getting some rest because we got a game against Orlando on Friday. But I'm hyped up, man. As Jackie said, I was hyped up. She came at me. She was asking me questions. She got a little bit of the crossfire. That was unintentional, but I was upset for different reasons. And then she brings up Jaylen Brown, and I got upset about that. It was hyped up. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll see. I don't hold back on Twitter. I do not hold back on Twitter. But
it's so I guess heartwarming to see you like this because we've clowned you for years and you've never really had like last season. It was like, okay, Chris is cool. He's like a Melo fan. I'm starting to see you a crazy fan. You a crazy.
Yeah, just follow my Twitter. You'll see. It's insane. I tell you, I apologize. Like that's why I got two Twitter accounts. I'm like, look. This account, I will be talking about the Knicks and the Saints when they're playing. So I do apologize. If you want to, just get, laid back and, the Chris that go follow the other one. But this one right here is wild. And yeah, I'm crazy on Twitter. It's different. It's different over there for sure. But yeah, no, I'm very excited. 1-0. Not getting too ahead of myself, but for a game like that, very happy. So shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to Julius Randle. Get some rest, guys. Moving on to the rest of this, we have a fun post up, and it's starting off with speaking of the Knicks, ex-Knick Bobby Portis and Milwaukee Bucks legend because they are loving Bobby Portis in Milwaukee. I don't know. I'm gonna count this as shade. I'm gonna see if Jackie agrees. I'm gonna count this as shade because you guys know PJ Tucker won the championship with the Bucks. Then ultimately decided to go and play with the Miami Heat, and then it was quoted saying that he had circled the Milwaukee Bucks game and that he was looking forward to playing against them. And this was Bobby Portis' response to said tweet, if we can get that up. Yeah. So yeah, Peter Tucker saying, I want to win this game better than I want to win any other game. Yes, I'd be lying if I told you I didn't. And then Bobby Portis giving him the eye roll emoji. Look, there was some people saying they felt the type of way about PJ Tucker leaving instead of running it back with the squad. I don't know if this is something that had to do with that. Jackie, I have to ask because to me, I'm looking at this as shade because they were just teammates together. But when you see this, what were you thinking? I have to ask.
When I see this, I was thinking of that James Harden eye roll and walk.
The eye roll. That would be a great response if he did that at the gym.
I definitely think there's a little bit of shade there. And instead of him like saying what he probably, this is what I see happening. I see him typing up something, backspace, type back. Let me just do this emoji. I think that's what happened.
So he had a whole thing. It's like, you know what? Never mind. We're going to roll the mode. Yeah. Okay. I could definitely see that being a thing. But yeah. All right. Well, Bobby Portis, and I'm looking forward to that game. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking for that game. We'll see. But something else that was pretty cool. They've been dropping off. I don't know if they did this today's list of names, but they've been dropping off. I think 25 names since the season began. I think they did 25 the first day, 25 yesterday of the top 75 players of all time. And in yesterday's list, they had both KD and James Harden on that same list. So the reporters asked James Harden how he felt about it, and his response was actually kind of funny.
You and Kevin got named to this top 75 greatest of all time list.
Ever?
Yeah. You guys are part of the first 25 that was unveiled. I'm wondering what's your reaction to that?
The edit was so stupid. Wait for it.
Ever?
Yeah. Ever. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, you know, he I don't know if you were expecting James Harden to sit there and cry and be all crazy about it. No, I thought that was a good response. And then to this video, he then even responded to the video on Twitter by putting up this tweet saying, "Surprise, grateful, never shook." And that's exactly what it looked like. He's like, "Oh, all time? Oh, cool. That's pretty cool." I had no problem with the response. It's James Harden. I think it was funny, and you know, it should have been expected. Let's be real. Regardless of what team or what jersey he's wearing, I cannot hate. It's expected for sure. But that James Harden, and it's funny because now when I look at James Harden's beard, I hear Jackie, because especially at that angle, it looked like the man had no mouth. And I hear Jackie every time. You're right. It just looked like it was no mouth. It was just all beard. So I was just like, man.
When I saw him that opening night, I was like, okay, you clearly have a dope braider. Can we maybe just braid, like do this and like
something.
Braid it into something?
You want to go straight Viking?
Because look, all I see is Peter Griffin and the birds growing in the beard. Every time he talks, I'm like, it looks like a little beak. I'm like, no, I can't.
But yeah, no, I love it. I'm sure you have no objection of him making that first list. Yeah, I mean, no, you shouldn't. No one should. It makes sense for sure. And I'm so far, I've been cool with the list. You know, all my Knicks are on there. That's supposed to be on there. Clyde is back on there. He was a part of the original 50. Wills Reed. I don't know. I'm expecting him to be on there eventually, but I think Bernard King was on that second list, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I'm good so far with everybody who's mostly on there.
I mean, you know how I feel about James Harden. I give him flack for how he treated Houston, but he's my guy. He won, so
Yep.
Beard.
Cool. Well, we'll see whether the beard. We'll see. Well, I think that we have one more 25, so it should be dropping today. Because that's 50 so far. So yeah, unless they start drawing it out, I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah. Anyways, now let's get to now these next post-ups all intertwine with one another, and let's start with Philadelphia. Yes. The Philadelphia 76ers had their first game of the season as well yesterday, and it was without, say it with me, chat, Ben Simmons. Yes, no Ben Simmons in the first game because of the whole situation that's going on in Philadelphia. And the 76ers made it a point to post their little intro video. I mean, every team did it, but 76ers intro video was a bit different because somebody was missing. I don't know if you guys, I mean, play Where's Waldo. If you see him, please let me know in the chat, because I've watched this at least 3 times because I was looking. I'm like, maybe it came quick and he was in the background. Nah, they made sure they got highlights of players doing things, and Ben Simmons not even running alongside him or nothing like that. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, and it's also because they're using the preseason footage, so that also helps. Right. But yeah, man. Ben Simmons left off of the video. It was a dope video. Song choice was dope, but we obviously can't play that here. It was cool. Not a fan of Sixers, but it was cool nonetheless. But no Ben Simmons. To me, I wouldn't expect them to put Ben Simmons there. I don't know. But Jackie, do you have anything to say about them leaving him off?
Yeah, no, this isn't even shade.
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
And he wasn't there during the preseason, and like you said, they took the footage. This wasn't even shade. This is finally okay. We're going to accept it. You know, maybe you could say that in the little picture transition, but I mean, why? He probably didn't even take a team picture. So no, this wasn't shade. This just was. It is what it is.
Yep. No, I completely agree. But from the lack of shade from the Sixers, there was tons of shade from the Pelicans fans because, like I mentioned, they played the Pelicans that night, and though it was actually not as much of a what's it called, blowout as you might expect because the Pelicans are missing damn near everybody on their team. Pelicans, they were fighting for the majority of the game, but it got to a point where they started to chant, and I'm gonna give you it's right down there. They chanted, "Where's Ben Simmons?" And it was actually pretty funny. Here's the video.
Now, I want to remind everybody, go to the Pels app.
My man Mark Hamlin was trying so hard to talk over it.
All the news, numbers, podcast episodes, there's videos. The Pels app. It's available on the App Store and also on Google Play. Final 3:05. How do the Pels close it out? Down by 6 right now. Maxey.
This bothered me, and I think I was the only person on social media that this bothered me. You down by 6. Mm-hmm. You don't need to be chanting, "Where's nobody? Where's your 6 points? Where's your 6 points?"
I was gonna go for it now. Where's Zion? What's Zion Williamson doing? Right, I agree.
You can't fit that into a chant, though. Where's Zion?
Williamson, that's too much. Yeah, that's too much. I was trying. You try to do it. That did not work at all. Yeah, for real. No, I hear you on that, but except I get it because at the free throw line, so they're trying to be petty. But I mean, yeah, Pelicans. I mean, y'all not the ones to be doing that chant. I think when the Sixers are playing against a team that's actually competing with them, then the chance come up. But I mean, Pelicans for originality, go ahead, I guess. But I agree with you on that. And speaking of the Pelicans, like I said, these last 3 intertwine with each other. So we go away from the Sixers and we go to the Pelicans. Whereas poor Zion Williamson, man, this dude, I say poor loosely because, I mean, a lot of it is also on you, my guy. But this guy got dragged on Twitter all because of this tweet that had come out talking about where he is allegedly weighing right now. But, I mean, if you look at him, it kind of seems realistic. But Zion Williamson reportedly reached north of 300 pounds this offseason. Now, that might not mean that that's where he's at right now. So a lot of Pelicans fans are trying to fight in this comment section. They're like, no, that's not where he is right now. That's where he was at one point this offseason, but he's not there right now. Fine. He might be 280, 285. Hell, he might be 299. Sorry, he's not 300 right now. But the point of the matter is Zion, as we've been expecting, might have put a little bit too much on. To which Twitter went too damn far. Troy Dan, the YouTuber Troy Dan, saw this and he said, "This is Zion Williamson in April if he doesn't get out of New Orleans." This is too damn much. But it keeps going. We saw this next one right here coming from, I don't know why, this one made me laugh. Zion to the Raptors because they have McDonald's on the sideline. I was like, damn, y'all too much. That would be a kind of cool fit, though. And this one right here was the one that got me. Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. They got him as Wario, and they got Brandon Ingram as Luigi. Jackie Ray, if this rumor is true that this man reached 300 pounds, how are you feeling? That's your guy. I know, sorry. I had to bring the mood back up with those tweets and it got worse. There's so many other ones that I could have put on here. I'm like, I'm going to leave it at these 3. But Zion is almost 300 damn pounds. How you feeling about that?
Okay. So I have a huge problem with it. And I understand what Pelicans fans are saying, like, oh, that was the offseason. That's not where he's at now. The reason why I still have a problem with it, first of all, even that first picture that you posted, he looked like, that uncle at the barbecue that's like, we're trying to get up. Come here, girl. It was a terrible, terrible picture.
Yeah.
So I have a problem with that because Zion has a problem with his weight. So when it comes to his weight, he doesn't get an off season. You have to continually be trying to maintain that because you have a problem. You live in New Orleans where the food is dope. That don't mean you can eat all of it though. So he doesn't get an off season. His training has to be ongoing. Now you don't go as hard as you do in the regular season, but you're supposed to be on a diet all the time.
Right. On a workout plan or something. Yeah.
Or at least let me catch a video somewhere like counting your calories or do on an app like you on the Weight Watchers app. Somebody be like, Zion's on the Weight Watchers app. Something, but you need to be trying all the time.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Price says Zion never met a meal he did not like. But I also saw this, and Mike Glock has a point, but at the same time, what's he going to do about it? He says, well, if it's fat, then it's a problem. If it's muscle, then not really a big deal. But we don't know what it is because it looks like he's putting on the LBs way too quickly. So I don't know. I still feel like he gets out of this. I'm still going to try and give him the benefit of the doubt that it has to do with the injuries that he has, and that's why it's making it hard for him to work out. But golly, bro, like I don't know. He's on year 3 right now, and it's not going in the right direction. It's a little worrisome.
And we would see it. And I understand that people say that all the time. Well, we don't know what it is. You know, because you can see muscle. Fat just lingers. Like, there's no definition. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. Stop playing games.
Yeah. No. Kevin Pryor is so disrespectful in the chat, bro. I cannot. Zion has a weight problem. Can't wait to eat. I'm sick of you, dog. I'm so sick of you, bro. Anyways, that's it. That's it for post.
That Mountain Dew commercial. I was mad when I saw that. I was like, how many calories is in Mountain Dew? Right.
You know, hey, hold on. Let's have a dew break. How about we don't? Let's have a water break, Zion. Let's have a water break, bro. Chill. Yeah, and that's another one too. People are going off of that commercial too because they're like, they got him sitting in the most unflattering position. They got him sitting on the couch like this. I'm like, no, Zion, help yourself out, bro. Maybe, but here's a theory I also saw. I'm so sorry. We'll get to you real quick. Here's a theory I also saw that kind of I can kind of get behind. Okay, we got a conspiracy theory. I don't know if you guys are gonna get behind it with me, but someone was saying that Zion Williamson right now is because he's come back from the injuries and that right now he's trying to put together one of the most like out of the ordinary, crazy before pictures. So then when he's in year 5 playing for a better team like the Lakers or another team and he's trimmed out looking good, that the after is going to be insane. I was like, that's stupid. That's stupid. Like the kombucha girl, like, nah, maybe. No, but maybe. So, I mean, let's talk about it. We'll see in 5 years when he's wearing a different jersey, he's on like the Knicks or the Lakers or something like that, and he's trimmed out and it's chiseled and everything like that. We're going to forget about that and we'll have the before and after pictures. Then the meme's going to go in his direction.
Or he's going to be out here looking like Davis with that medium jersey on. Don't even fit over his belly. It's going to be one of the two.
I'm trying to help you out, Zion. I'm trying to help you out. I saw that conspiracy. I was like, nah, this is stupid. But I was like, but maybe. Anyways, that's enough for me. Your post up. Jackie Ray, can you tell us what we're not going to do?
Yes, let's get into what we're not going to do because this one we had the mood up. I'm going to have to bring it down. So I was watching the Knicks game yesterday and I instantly was triggered because ESPN, you know, they have those tickers at the bottom. So ESPN shows this ticker that says the NFL has decided to no longer implement racist tactics that say black men have a lower cognitive level than white people and therefore can't get any of this CTE settlement. And I'm like, I freaking hate the NFL. Like, ugh. But they're gonna keep the same. They're gonna keep that. And you know, we reported on that months ago, and they just now said, okay, yeah, we're wrong for that. We're gonna retest all the black men that we use this racist tactic with, but we're gonna keep the same doctors that did it. Anyway, so the NFL, to me, I'm just like, God, I really have a hard time getting behind the NFL. But I was like, okay, let me get past it. So then I get this notification on my phone, right? Y'all know my list of order where I just can't stand the coaches. It goes Urban Meyer, Matt Nagy. Like that's just the order that I'm in right now. And then I see, let me show you this. Let's just get into it. Because when I first saw this, I was like, oh, damn, bro had to be like stupid late. So Chicago Bears cornerback Jalen Johnson posted on his Instagram a letter from the Bears that he has been fined for showing up late yesterday. This is crazy. So when I'm thinking, what are we thinking? I'm thinking he's like a half hour late, something like that, right? So then Jalen posts this to his Instagram. I'm gonna show you the top of the post first before I show you the letter. He said, This is crazy. Walked in as it turned 8:16. They had to be there at 8:15. So he's saying he walked in at 8:16 and then they fined him. Now, let me let you see the whole letter because it's the amount of the fine. It says, Dear Jalen, first of all, don't start dear nothing to me when you fining me. Just say Jalen. This is to inform you that you are hereby being fined $2,745 for your unexcused late to the building. 2,740. So here's the thing for me personally. Even if you 15 minutes late, $2,745 is a lot of money. But if he's right, and there's no way, because this is the thing that pisses me off about this letter. Because typically, I don't know if y'all ever been written up before. I have. So typically what happens is they state the offense and they detail what the offense was. So what this really should say, this is to inform you that you are here being fined $2,745 for entering practice at 8:16 p.m. when practice starts at 8:15, or entering practice at 8:30 when it starts at 8:15. Typically, when you get written up, they detail the offense. The reason why I'm not surprised that they didn't detail the offense on this one is because I don't know if you saw at the bottom who signed it. Leo, can we get that back up there really quick? If you get, you probably can't see, but it's Matt Nagy who signed it. So I'm like, this man out here single-handedly just messing up everything. You know what I mean? Like he's in my opinion, he's going to be the reason why Justin Fields doesn't have a great season, because he refuses to change anything. And now you do this, and you don't even do the write-up right. Ooh, he gets on my nerves. And of course, people were mad about this. Let me show you some of the responses to this. This one said, "This is ridiculous if it's a first offense." We don't know that either. So I can't say anything to that. But to me, if he comes in consistently at 8:16, that might be annoying, but it's not $2,745 worth of annoying. But look at the name on the bottom. He's got to go already. No discipline ever for his offseason, and does this to a top defender like this. Now that's the problem for me. When you do a write-up like this, it's because you're trying to set some sort of tone, right? But you haven't set any tone. It's got to start with you first before you expect the players to respect you and give a damn about you, because right now they clearly don't. So let me show you this next tweet as well. I think I got a couple of these. Let me just rattle these off really quick. You got to be kidding me, right? Chicago Bears, this is going to be a top corner in the league, and you're treating him like this. Right. So then I think I got maybe one more. Maybe I don't. Okay, maybe that's the last one. But the point of the matter is Matt Nagy. So to me, if you're trying to set a tone as the head coach, and I'm just going to give Jalen the benefit of the doubt, and that he came in at 8:16 when practice started at 8:15, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because it's not noted on the letter. You call him to the side and say, "Hey, I know we start at 8:15 and you typically come in about 8:16, 8:20, but I'm going to need you to start getting here at 8:10 because I'm trying to change the culture here. So I need you to help me out with that." You say that to him once. If he comes in again, then you write him up. This next one, you're going to get fined. So you got to give him like some time. But doing that as the head coach, now you're creating not only some accountability, you're making the player feel like you're not just coming for their head off top. And then now you can start building this culture. Sending out these random letters don't build culture. It just makes people point and be like, this is another hash mark and the reason why we don't like you. Matt Nagy, right. You got to do better. Chris, what do you think about this?
Your last description just now is what I was going to say. Like the way that they handled it, and this is an easy way for Matt Nagy to get brownie points if there's any way that he can get any more or any at this point, because I feel like he's in the negatives when it comes to not just the fan base and people like us that don't even care about the Bears, but with his teammates. Like, this is not the way to do it. You're gonna find yourself like Urban Meyer when you're gonna be having players snickering and laughing when you walking by, when after you think that you just laid down a crazy game plan and they laughing at you like, we know this ain't gonna work again. It's gonna happen to you. So like, to handle it that way, it's not gonna be good. Like, I get it. I understand if you're not early, then you're late or whatever. I get it. I understand that. But at the same time, if it is his first offense, we don't know if it is. That's not the way you handle it. Have the conversation with him too. Let them know what's going on, especially because he's younger. He might not understand it. Like, have the conversation with him, and then if he continues to not go, everything you just said, continues to not do it, then that's when you got to find him the money, because then he got to understand it. But to do it off rip, that's a lot. That's a lot. A minute over two, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't care how much of a millionaire they are.
Right, and I can just see it in my head. He laughing and talking with some teammates out front, or maybe some staff. I don't know, and then walks in like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" Sits down, goes through practice, and then gets this letter. Because the way that he presented it on Instagram, there was no conversation that happened in that moment. That's the part about this that bothers me. And then you just get this letter, and you're like, "Bro, look me in my face all day." So
Yeah.
Just a lot. Matt Nagy is off to he's just rolling downhill for me. So
yeah, negatives. I'm telling you.
All right, but that's all we've got for today's show. We kind of got a lot of good stuff in. Make sure you follow us both. Follow me at JRay the Fanatic. Follow Chris at CK2K. Make sure you follow Chris because I think it's just going to be fun to watch how excited and hyped he gets. DM him so maybe I'll have more stuff to put in
more content. Nah.
All right, y'all. Y'all be safe on this Friday Eve. We will see y'all tomorrow. Out.
Peace.